Hey, what's up? I'm Sheila Matthews.
And I'm Martenzie Johnson.
And welcome to your favorite internet show, Logged In. We have a great show lined up for you. We're getting into Rihanna, celebrities being overcharged while shopping, GloRilla's continuous glow up, and we gotta talk Nia Long. So let's get into the show. So over the weekend, it was announced that the Super Bowl halftime show is now the Rihanna show. Let's talk about it, because Riri said I'm popping back out.
Yeah, so after a bit of a hiatus, 6 years to be exact since her last album, she's finally gonna perform, and I assume like you, I'm very excited for that. The halftime acts since Jay-Z came aboard have been, I hate to say it, pretty excellent, and you can kind of continue the trend with this one.
Oh, you think so?
Wait, who have you not been a fan of?
I mean, the last show was like, all right, like I thought he was gonna come out a little bit hotter than that, but that was just me.
As in Snoop Dogg and Dre and...
I think the Eminem part threw me off.
That was one segment.
Yeah.
But The Weeknd, I thought that was really good, which other people have told me they didn't like The Weeknd. Jesus, okay. Who was before that?
But we don't, and that says a lot. So, on the spirit of that, who would you have? Because I have in my head who I think I would want to see do the Super Bowl.
Even though he has done it twice already, Bruno Mars for a third time, particularly with Silk Sonic.
Okay.
Because I went to their show in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Let me tell you, that is the best live performance I've ever seen in my life.
I want to see like, like the 50th anniversary of hip hop is coming. I would like to see like the OG rap girlies, like a Queen Latifah, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown take over.
UNITY.
Yeah, that was wrong. Don't do the Queen like that. Don't do her like that. Or like a good R&B set like Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I could see that. But for the purposes of this, Rihanna I think is good, and I'm not a big Rihanna stan, but I can understand why people are. But maybe she'll now record an album, perhaps.
Don't do her like that. She's running an empire. Hard to record an album with an empire.
And that does not require her to record music, apparently. So this is the welcome surprise to me.
Well, maybe an album is coming after. We don't know. But I do think it's kind of odd, maybe, that she's doing a Super Bowl show with no album.
It gives her every more reason to do it, I guess.
Well, how do you feel about her doing it? Because I know we had a conversation before this.
Yeah, she's got some explaining to do, I think. This is the same Rihanna who almost exactly 3 years ago said, well, in response to a question of why she turned down the Super Bowl in 2019, she said, basically, why would I do that? I wouldn't be a sellout. I wouldn't sell out my people. The NFL doesn't stand for what I stand for, and that's paraphrasing what she said. To suddenly 3 years later, the NFL has basically done nothing in that time other than immediately react to the George Floyd death and then being in racism and Black Lives Matter. So I got some questions about that. But Jay-Z said that we're past kneeling, so maybe she had to change her heart.
Maybe, or maybe she said our girl Beyonce's outside this summer touring, so I gotta be too. But she's also a mom. We have to acknowledge that. She had a beautiful baby that we haven't seen yet, but we just know it's gotta be beautiful if Rihanna birthed this baby. So maybe it's her time to come back outside and shine. Or the dollar sign was right.
If they got paid, but they don't get paid, they actually have to pay for it themselves. But if she does have an album come out and you put the two together, she stands to make a lot of money that way.
Well, now they know our perspective. Let's see how the internet feels about Rihanna's return to music. So Beyonce and Rihanna are back. The world is healing.
Is it?
Whoa, don't do that.
I believe Florida is about to get hit with multiple hurricanes, so...
Yeah, prayers to Florida and Puerto Rico. The weather's getting crazy out here. But yeah. I did see another tweet that said they had us in this pandemic so bad they forgot to give us a hurricane these last few years, so...
Well, they back, much like Rihanna is, so...
Rihanna doing the Super Bowl. Nicki Minaj, in the top 10 with a solo song for weeks. And Beyonce with a classic new album. It's 2010 again.
Yeah, I knew that. I looked at the handle. I knew that was a Nicki Minaj stan account.
They're called Barbs.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Same difference. I knew that was them. Because one of those is not like the other, is all I'm going to say.
One of those things is not like the other. Yeah, one of those legacies were tarnished since 2010. So, next tweet. How much are tickets to the Rihanna football concert? Because I'm going to have to go. No, for real.
Unless you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Roger Goodell, you are not getting into that Super Bowl.
Y'all think we got somebody at ESPN who knows Roger Goodell? I feel like
Hit up my boy Kareem. He might be able to get you in. But
Shout out
Kareem.
Kareem.
But other than that, I don't think you're getting in. Just watch it from TV. It's a better experience anyway. Didn't you see last year where like the fans were complaining they could not hear Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, any of it, the people in the stadium because it's built for TV.
I mean, fair, but I heard that Rihanna smells really good. So just to be in the presence, I'll take.
Yeah, you can be one of the fans on the stand.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so since we're on the topic of music, let's talk about some new music with GloRilla and Cardi B. Last Friday, GloRilla and Cardi B dropped Tomorrow 2 and has had the internet on fire. And GloRilla celebrates her first #1 song on Apple Music.
I'm a fan.
I love her.
I gotta say.
The voice of Memphis.
Yeah.
Literally now.
And if you aren't familiar, and I'm gonna say this, Milwaukee is basically Memphis North because people from the South came to Chicago, Milwaukee area. So when I see GloRilla, I see Milwaukee. Like that is every woman in Milwaukee. And that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying that is a reminder. Like the voice, the pharmaceutical aesthetic,
yes.
the Henny, everything. Like that's just, I can smell Milwaukee. Like it's great.
Okay, so admittedly, I've never been to Milwaukee, but when I see GloRilla, I see a new age of the rap girly, which I love. CMG has been doing her right. I was a little nervous, but Gotti's putting the budget behind her and the A&Ring, because, you know, the A&Ring has been lost on the girls lately.
Yeah, she's always with her friends. And then like you said, you see the continuation or the evolution of the budget because the first video, I'm assuming she's in Memphis. The next video, she's outside of a private jet. And then the third video, she's right in New York with Cardi B, obviously, who's on this song. And I just love everything about it. I'm not supposed to be the target audience here, but like I actually really like it.
But that's how you know you're a good rapper, a good artist, when your target audience is your target audience and the ones who aren't still like your music. So it's only been a week since the song dropped and it's had people buzzing. So let's see what the people on Twitter are saying about it. All right, so this first tweet comes from Miss GloRilla herself. She said, "We at #1, cousin, at Cardi B."
I heard that in Tupac voice when I read it.
Oh, cousin. Yeah.
Cousin. So yeah, I like that.
All right, so the second tweet says, "Yeah, Cardi B killed this. Glo got it, man. It's up." Glo has it. Like, when I listened to the song, I was like, it's at least 12 Instagram captions in here that I'm going to use all of them.
Yeah, that doesn't really apply to me. But like I said, I really do like the song. No notes. It's perfection.
Okay, so tweet number 3 says, "Cardi gave GloRilla a huge look and blew Ice Spice a kiss by referring to a dude as a munch in her verse. This is what you're supposed to do." Honestly, okay, so I'm a fan because I did just write a piece for the website, available at Andscape.com, for the Next and Now rap girlies. They're on my list. I can't say Miss Ice Spice has made it quite yet because I know you saw that Rolling Loud clip. Mm-hmm. But I feel like as an OG in the rap game for the women, that's what you're supposed to do now. You gotta give acknowledgement. Blow the kiss.
Yeah, for at least one day, Cardi B is getting along with other female rappers in the industry.
She did
at least one
crazy.
Day. But enough of all that though. What is a munch?
Like,
I see it, but I don't know what that word means.
All right, if you were like in her song, she goes, "That man is a munch." It's just like, ugh, like I just want to like kick you around my boot, you know? Like it's equivalent to a scrub, like TLC guys.
So if I look it up on Urban Dictionary, it's gonna say that munch is like a scrub.
I can show you a few munches on my Instagram timeline after this if you want to see one.
All right, I'm looking forward to that.
As a career of GloRilla continues to rise, for this next topic, some might not be so lucky. All right, so Lil Baby was doing some jewelry shopping at Icebox, and instead of being charged $25K, somebody added an extra zero and charged him $250K. As for me, she, her, my car would have declined, so we wouldn't have had that problem.
You know, this just happened to me yesterday.
Oh, did it?
Not that I was charged $250,000.
I was like, we gotta start reviewing some contracts around here, guys.
But yeah, I was upstairs in the cafeteria in the building, and I bought 2 items. I must have accidentally scanned the third item because I got charged $5 for a bag of chips and a Twix when they should not cost any of that. And I was mad. I wanted to call somebody. I wanted to complain. I wanted to kick the machine, to be honest with you. And that was off of $2 being off. So the fact that Lil Baby didn't react strongly enough to $250,000 being inappropriately charged to his account, all I gotta say is he better than me.
And no shade, he makes more money than both of us. So I feel like, you know, when you make that type of money, like, what's the extra zero? He did get it back in store credit. Now me, I don't like store credit. Because who said I'm coming back to your store?
Yeah, in theory, if you overcharge somebody by $220,000, they probably won't come back to your store. But how you force them to do that is by forcing them to come back with a store credit.
Okay, so no. Because I have a store credit at a store that won't be named but really rhymes with Aritzia. Because their return policy is ridiculous. And I haven't gone back, but to your point, I should go back because
Either way, you either lose your money or you buy something you don't want.
Accidentally give me my money back. Smiley face emoji, that's the important part of the tweet.
He's smiling, no, he's not smiling, but he just like gives a look in the video where it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
He don't got to say anymore. That's what I said, like, the social cues were all there, and I don't think the cashier nor the people watching truly understand, like, this could have been handled an entirely different way, and it just wasn't.
Do you think it's like at a restaurant, you know, when you accidentally charge somebody's card too much, but when you close your books out, you can reverse it?
Well, I heard there's a new thing where people, like, go buy stuff and then go dispute it with their credit card, so you can always do that.
Oh, and that happened to me one time when I was waitressing in college, and I hope that person's watching right now, because that was tough, because they tried to reverse their tip on me.
Oh, you were the cash. Yeah, don't do that.
That's mean.
They already don't get paid. And how much did you get paid?
Oh, I don't know. It was like $2. It felt like an hour. Like I would cash out the end of the night after 8 long hours on my feet, have to go to class the next day, and my total was like $8 I left with. I'm like, dang, y'all.
Yeah, so you could do that with your jewelry to get your money back, or you can handle it in other ways.
Well, as that cashier figures out a potential new career path, a congressman recently tweeted something in support of Nia Long that may have landed him on the couch. Ouch. So it's come out recently that Nia Long's fiance was suspended after alleged fallout from a consensual intimate relationship with a Celtics staffer. People have shared their opinions, but one response gave a very, let me shoot my shot energy. So Congressman Bowman decided to put his Twitter fingers to use and said, sending nothing but love to Nia Long. We're not letting a man who didn't recognize the luxury her presence was dim all her beauty and glory. Matter of fact, we need a Nia Long national holiday. All right, my guy, national holiday was a bit much.
Now, he would have been good if he just kept it at the first part of sending out love to Nia Long. No harm, no foul. I think all of us probably thought the same thing. Where he messed up, though, was to keep tweeting. And I just want to explain to everybody, never tweet for one. But if you have to tweet, do not tweet like this, because what he did was maybe treat Nia Long a little bit better than his wife, who I did not know he had. And he just keeps going. Just like your star is going to be dimmed at a national holiday. It's like, have you ever talked about your wife in this way, sir? Which I don't believe he did.
Maybe. We can't confirm or deny.
I could search his tweets. I don't think I'm gonna find anything talking about the dimming of lights on there. But like, that's where he messed up. And he had to come in and clarify it like, oh, no one's ever sent out love to... No, we haven't. We never thirsted over Nia Long because us married folks know not to do it. And then he had to follow it up yet again with a photo of his wife. And that's right there is where I knew he messed up, because his wife wrote that tweet.
Oh,
his
for sure.
wife chose the picture.
Oh,
his
for
wife
sure.
said, send that, because she is furious.
It's so funny because when I saw the tweet, I'm like, I wonder who was more upset, his wife or his comms director, but...
You know, he could blame it on the comms director because they usually are the ones sending out those tweets.
They
but
ain't send that one
I don't
out.
think no comms director like thirsting over Nia Long like that, because if they did, they would just do it on their own account. They don't have to do it on Jamal Bowman's account. But you did that. You signed JB after some of those tweets, so that was you.
Well, JB, we saw your response and your perspective after, but what does Twitter think about what you said? Let's take a look. If you don't get your all the things your man won't do face out of here and go filibuster some.
When this happened, I said that this man was pulling a Joe, the dirtiest Mac of all singers to ever come out. So that lines up perfectly. So I love that.
Go filibuster something. Yeah, go fix inflation, okay? Oh, this next one comes from the Shade Room. Now, Congressman Bowman, crying emoji. That's all that needs to be said. Now, Congressman Bowman, come on.
Even if you weren't a congressman, even if you weren't married, this was just a tad bit too much thirst, sir.
Well, the third tweet, you said Joe was the dirtiest Mac you ever seen, but this person says, this is the dirtiest Mac I've ever seen in my life.
And they're not wrong because, again, he is married. Nia Long is married. And Nia Long is going
She's
through engaged, with a 10-year-old child. And she's going through marital/relationship problems.
Publicly.
And you sent that tweet in that exact moment. Like, that's Dirty Mac Hall of Fame.
I mean, shoot or shoot.
But they don't have to. And you don't shoot when you're already on somebody else's team. I know that analogy doesn't really make sense, but you get what I'm saying.
So last week when Jacquees was here, we had him do a top 5 of R&B. This week we grabbed 5 tweets that are either trending or viral. So let's take a look. All right, so tweet number 1 says, nothing teaches you patience like slow internet connection. Preach.
Yeah, Verizon Fios. I'm about ready to drop kick that router because every time I try to get on a call, suddenly the internet don't want to work.
Allegedly. Tweet number 2 says, your childhood wasn't lit if a dress or a TV never fell on you.
What houses do these people live in?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in movies, but if I would have made a dresser fall, y'all wouldn't be seeing me here today. My mama would have took care of that.
Not to mention, it's not even on you. If a dresser falls on a child, it's not the child's fault, it's the adult's fault because each of these things, and I'm a parent now, so I know this, comes with extension basically to whether it's your bookshelf or TV, you can hook it on there so it doesn't fall over because as I know, kids like to climb up on stuff like that. So it's the parents' fault, not the kids.
Well, we need a book of parenting from Martenzie.
Yeah, I got all the tips.
Tweet number 3 says, college homework got melatonin in it. As soon as I open that laptop, sleep emoji, and that is a Fendi fact.
Yeah, so I went to grad school and people asked me, oh, are you gonna go into your PhD after it? No, no, exactly that reason why.
Well, I didn't go to grad school, but what I can say is I would try like 7 or 8, and then I'd fall asleep and wake up at like 11:50, like we got 9 minutes to make some magic.
So were you a Red Bull, 5-hour energy, that other thing type of person, or?
In college, I wasn't. In college, it was just like pure adrenaline, maybe my ADHD kicking in. Now though, I am 99% caffeine.
I don't do all-nighters anymore. I stopped that because I enjoy sleep more than I love the quality of my work. So I guess the timeliness of my work, but I'm choosing sleep over staying up all night to write something.
I'm not there yet, my progression.
Don't tell my editor that though, but.
Hope. Okay, so the next tweet says, is the album good or did it just come out when I was between the ages of 12 and 19? That's a good question.
Sheila, what were you listening to between the ages of 12 and 19?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my musical taste was like really different back then. I was really into like alt music. Like I love alternative music. Like either like really gritty rap or alternative music. Like it's no in between for me. So like 12 to 19, I was like really big on like All Time Low, Fall Out Boy, Paramore. Love Paramore.
Did you wear a lot of black by chance?
I wore uniforms in school, actually, so that stifled a lot of my creativity. But you, maybe, you know, that's where it's coming up today with this all black fit.
There might be a correlation between the two.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Well, what were you listening to? 12 and 19. What year was that? Never mind.
I was listening to some stuff.
I want to hear, I need to know what out, like, it's probably like, was that like Lil Wayne's like first?
Yes, that is in the middle of Lil Wayne's mixtape run. So that would be around 2002 to 2009.
Wow. I was in 2nd grade in 2002. So, next tweet. Oh, sorry, I just saw your text. Signed, me with a screen time of 11 hours per day. All right. This is definitely me. But when you look at your screen time breakdown, it will tell you where you spend your time. And actually, I spent a whopping of 3 hours only in my messages, and the rest was on social media. So if you want me, DM me.
Basically what Sheila is saying is that these people are aware that they're ignoring your messages. And when they say, oh, my bad, I didn't see it, they definitely saw it. They just didn't want to respond at the time.
Or they were busy, or taking some me time, or decompressing.
Looking for inspiration.
Yes.
Is what you were doing.
Yes,
okay.
of course.
I understand that. That being said, only people like me have this excuse because I have a child. And sometimes I get distracted. I'm going to bring this up every episode, mind you. We are the only ones who have a valid excuse for not returning your text messages because sometimes you are looking at your screen, and the next thing you know, someone is climbing on a bookshelf, and you got to go help them. So that's why I couldn't respond in an orderly time.
No. You parents, get me with that. You can't do that. We're doing things too.
Like what?
On TikTok, or maybe reading a book.
Okay.
That means I'm not looking at my phone.
Uh-huh.
Or honest, I'm probably like a happy hour too. Then you don't want me texting you back, actually. So I'm saving everybody there.
So 3 things.
Yeah. That make me up.
Changing a diaper.
Yeah.
Getting a child off of a bookshelf. Getting a child to not throw his food. Running after a child who doesn't want to put their clothes on. Getting a child ready for daycare. The list goes on and on. That's why I didn't respond to your text.
All right, well, parents do sound a little stressful, so I'll give you that pass. All right, Martenzie, it's time for one of our classic segments, Put Me On. So for those who are new, Put Me On is a segment where we share something that we like that may or may not be mainstream just yet. TV shows, music, movies, anything that we find interesting. So Martenzie, put me on.
I'll take it to Andscape, where our very own Keith Murphy wrote on the 10-year anniversary of Miguel's sophomore album, Kaleidoscope Dream. Look, I've said how much I love Miguel time and time again, so nothing new here. Just to further say that 1, Kaleidoscope Dream is just one of my favorite albums, but 2, Adorn, I probably say this about every song, is the greatest song ever created. There's no, I take that back. Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac is the greatest song ever,
Yes.
but Adorn is number 2.
Wow. I like you more and more every day, Martenzie. So for my Put Me On, I love the new ladies of rap. So we have a piece on the website right now. I did write it, so maybe shameless plug on Andscape.com, but I'm really feeling the girls like Mona Leo, Ken the Man, Rico Nasty, Des Dior. It just shows the diversity within women in rap, how the genre has grown, and how it's just different moods and different music depending on what you're into. So check out both of our Put Me Ons, both available now on Andscape.com. Well, Martenzie, it's been a pleasure as always. Where can people find you online?
Twitter at 10zJohnson and on Instagram at MartenziJ.
And you can find me on Instagram at toldby.she and on Twitter at toldbyshe. And remember to follow us on all platforms at Andscape. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what we should talk about on the next show. Bye, everybody.